It says it's setting up. Should be coming here. Okay, I think we're here. So welcome. This is our lab number 11 of our Heart and Soul course. And today we're going to have kind of a free practice, also based on a discussion of all the processes that we've been doing over the many weeks since the course started. And we just drew a card. I wanted to wait until we were all together here to review it. So it's called Mending Bridges. And of course, as always, they're beautiful, showing people kind of going in diverse directions. I heal rifts and I am a mender. Member. The card meaning is heal old wounds with respect to people and situations. Carefully do whatever you feel is necessary to make amends. You are a mender. Help others mend bridges in their lives. The universe wants you to know there are times to drop everything and leave, and there are also times to carefully mend bridges with people, situations, and places. This is one of those healing times. Maybe there is a wound inside of you that needs to be forgotten or accepted, or forgiven or accepted. Transform the inner grievance. Do it now, for you no longer need to carry it with you. Perhaps there is a person from your past with whom you should reconnect. You know what you need to do. Take action now. And I know Marcia was saying that applied to something that was happening for you. How was that message for you?
Yes, I saw myself doing that today. Just trying to put a little healing balm on both sides, you know.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. Anyone else comments on our oracle? Okay. So I don't have a huge plan here other than that I created a nice list of the processes that we've done over the first 10 weeks. And I wanted to show that to you. And we could decide from there what you would like to explore. Let's see. Share. Oh, here we are. I think this should do it. Okay, so here is the list. So the first week we did the heart focus with Philip. The second week we went into soul centering and the mud to mountaintop process. Week 3 we did muscle testing. Week 4 reframing and anchoring. Week 5 spiritual kinesiology checklists, which I think are really fun to use. Week 6 the illumination process. That's the 7 levels of healing. Week 7 polarities and the integration meeting. Week 8 the reality shift. Week 9 neutralizing conflicts. And week 10 societal archetypes. And I think that's when I also went more into the super reality shift. So that was kind of a bonus. It's not actually on the plan, but I think it's so worthwhile. I always like to share it. So I'm going to take that list down just because it's hard for me to see everybody when I'm doing that. And just curious if anybody has any comments on the list or what you might want to explore today, because I can demonstrate anything you want, and you can practice anything you want. So any thoughts?
I was just going to say that's quite a list, and we put in a lot of hard work. We should be very proud of ourselves. That's quite impressive there, that list. I didn't realize we've just kind of been doing it. When you put it all together, it's been a lot. Yeah.
Right, right. And when you have all of those tools, you have a lot there. Philip and I were talking about that today. There is so much you can do with all of the things that are on that list.
I feel like my tool belt is very full.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet there's more to come. The next course is different. The 3 courses, all of them are very different. And the next one, well, the life purpose one, it is really wonderful, but it is different. So you won't be in the department of redundancy with the next course. It'll be different. So anything anyone would particularly want to explore today?
I can't quite remember about the illumination process. Yeah.
About what?
The illumination.
That one is the 7 levels of healing, where we go physical, emotional, mental, spiritual expression. We go through the 7 levels and the 7 chakras.
Don't seem to have, much memory of that one. I mean, yeah, some of them are kind of clearer than others because, it's there's a lot to integrate, and it takes time, I think.
Right, right.
It's familiarizing just, oneself with just one process. I mean, mud to mountain top, that's in me because, many, many times we've done that. And
Right.
it's become part of me. But there are a lot of muscle testing. I was never able to get that really, feel comfortable with that because I feel that I'm so, my system has been so geared up to be watching everything, fear-based, that sway forward, sway back. I'm not sure what's going on here. What part of me is supporting me in this.
Right.
With protection, the fear protection, or the other way. It doesn't really work for me.
Right. Well, and I think for all of us, what we want to do is look at the things that actually do trigger, like this is something that I really want to do. And it won't be everything, probably for everybody. And so that's fine. And you might find that changes at some point too.
Yes.
The important thing, I think, in doing muscle testing or probably almost anything is to first be in a centered state, like go to the mountaintop and then, in your mind, and then do the muscle testing where you feel like you're connected with the truth and you're not in a place where fear is a factor. So that's one way to approach it. And then again, if it doesn't feel right for you, then that's fine too. It may not be. It may be, well, it doesn't, I don't really want this in my toolbox. I'm not going to to be using this one. At least not right now. Hi, Sha. It's good to see you.
Morning.
I would say muscle testing is the part I have a little bit more difficult time with it. And I think for me personally, it is more, I don't trust that I have an unbiased opinion. I kind of have an opinion about everything and a thought. I'm like, not necessarily just an opinion, but I'm like, my brain is very high functioning. And so I have a hard time getting out of the way of my brain, or having my brain get out of the way for the spiritual part of it. And the fact that it incorporates the body in that brain body connection, I don't know. I have tried and I practice it. I do. And most of the time, I would say, 70% of the time I'm feeling pretty confident with it. But and I'm sure as I continue to practice with it, I have my friend Michelle and we practice a lot, and we just do fun, silly ones sometimes just to get used to the feeling of it, like purposely.
Right.
Say,
and that's a good
my
idea.
name is Broomhilda or whatever,
Right.
just being silly and laughing and helping just the body get used to it, I think, because I do feel like because my brain is the way it is, I feel like maybe it gets in the way of it a little bit.
It can, right. And I think it depends on the topic too. If you're asking questions about yourself, it is hard to be unbiased about oneself, obviously. For myself, I've been doing it for so many years, since the 90s, really. And it's just second nature. it's like you just you just do it. And I think the main thing is just to, well, almost what you were suggesting, Ina, like don't take it seriously. Just like you're playing with it, like, well, whatever it is, it is. And a lot of people will say that what they like to do is say, I don't care. And I don't want to say I don't care because I don't want to be that flippant about it. Like, oh, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Because if I'm doing something for someone else, I do care. And of course, the nice thing about that is if you're wrong, if you say, well, this is what I'm sensing, and they say, well, doesn't make any sense to me, there's really no loss in it. But if it triggers something, then that's good. So I do think it's important to take it lightly.
I have found if I have trouble getting my brain out of the way sometimes too, but if I can stay in an attitude of keep my brain engaged, but an attitude of curiosity, that helps. Either or, both and, whatever.
Right.
Both of them in the picture where I wonder what this is going to say type thing. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And well, if you think of, I think the thing that is most fascinating to me personally right now is exploring that field of pure potential and how we can draw things from that. If you approach everything from that perspective, like I'm in this complete place of infinite possibilities and nothing is fixed and all I have to do is be open, and which means getting the ego out of the way and being unbiased. But it is, when I focus on it in that way and just that imagining, I right away see myself on the mountaintop and the whole, with the stars and the planets and just the vastness of space around me. That puts me in the right place, I think, for probably almost anything. That's the place I want to be with clients for sure. Just in a place of openness, without having expectation, because you don't want anybody ever to feel like you're demanding them to be healed or something. And it really, that's what I rely on now, just being in that place of openness.
That leads me to a quick question. How long kind of do you recommend spacing between sessions to make sure that you have enough time to essentially kind of process out the one you were just in and get in that space for the next one?
You mean session? By sessions, you mean practice sessions, or?
Yeah, practice, or just when you're working with different people, maybe you might work with this, you have this person, you're going to work with them for an hour, and then the next person will come and you're going to work with them. So how much time in between those two to kind of release what happened in this one and get yourself centered and get into the space to.
So if I was working with clients, you mean?
Yes.
Or you're working with clients?
Yes.
It really is a personal thing. And I think people approach it differently. I'm a very sensitive person, and I have to just be very careful about my energy. I also want to, if I'm spacing sessions, I want to make sure that I'm allowing enough time, because I plan for usually a 50 to 60 minute session, but if it doesn't work out and they need more time, I don't want to be pressured at all.
Sure.
So I would put them at least an hour and a half apart.
Okay.
Make sure that I'm giving myself the amount of time that I need just to be balanced.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And it is, I think you want to just follow your own intuition on what feels right. Because to me, there's the most important thing is doing it well, like so that I can be fully present to it, so that I can allow them the time that they need. And then I can I can adjust between things so that I'm not um, in an unbalanced place myself. Because I want to give the best I can. Well, like for this too, having the class, I want to be alert and alive, Yeah. And it is like some people are, I think, more well, and this is something we explore actually in the life purpose course, is that there are people whose lives are more complex than others. Like some people, they're very single focused. It's very simple for them just to do, bum, 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 bum. That's not me. and that's something we'll discuss in that course, which I find very fascinating too, because some people have a much more complex set of things going on, like action type people. A lot of them, they are single focused, and that's why they're so able to it seems like to move forward easily. There are other people who with everything that's happening, their brains are processing it maybe rather than in just one simple way, in 5 different ways. And I'm one of those people. So, and what happens if you're in that situation is, even if nothing's happening, there's a lot happening.
A lot happening.
So it's really interesting. And I think women generally probably are processing quite a bit more in terms of what we're looking out for at one time than men are. Men, it's like, okay, here I go. And it's not that easy a lot of times for us.
I feel like men feel safer in the world. And so they have more of an ability to have that singular and just not worry about what's going on around them. I'm just going to focus and that's it. Where I don't feel like women really have that luxury.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, and it's the way we're built too. It is, that's part of it. Yeah. So for each of us, that's where there's so much value in getting to know ourselves and what makes us tick, which is really the primary focus of the life purpose course, is to understand that in a very deep way, kind of like, and we do some healing and those things too, in a very different way than we do here. It just is, it's fascinating to get into that topic of how it is that people are so different. And I just have always found that fascinating.
Yes, I'm super excited for the next course. It's actually one of the areas I kind of want to focus in, is helping people find their purpose and find their joy in their path in life. Because I know how wonderful that feels when you find it. And so I feel like the people who have, at least for me, myself, I feel almost like a responsibility to help others to find it as well. There's so much.
Well, and that's our best possible life, is the life that we're born to live.
Yeah.
And it's there are so many layers of things, of expectations that have been, placed over that by our families, our teachers, all the people who were around us when we grew up, and some from adulthood too.
Sure.
That we hardly know. Yeah. Yeah. So it's fascinating. Excited. Another fascinating exploration. Anyhow, so where does that take us now? Anything anybody want to look at? Do you want me to put the list up again?
Please. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do the list again. Let's see. And this is the list of all the processes that we've explored. I think Shab, I don't think you were here when we went over it. So these are the 10 weeks of the course, and the processes that we taught and practiced for each of the 10 weeks. So anyone have any thoughts from that?
Maybe since Pauline was a little unsure about the illumination process, maybe we could go over that again.
Let me close this again.
Mm,
Pauline, did
yeah,
you
I
want to
like that
explore
too.
that, or
I like
were you
that.
just commenting when you said that? Because that's a
Uh,
big, it's a very big, thing
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine to
thank you
do
for
it,
that.
but I want to be sure that that would be something that she would find valuable.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Ina, that's the word illumination, I guess, right now. Yeah, it's such a powerful word. There's so much in it. And
Mm-hmm.
in my own personal journey, I feel there's a lot of lights going on. And yeah, and I can't remember how you taught it, Jane.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Well, it's the
but it
seven,
depends
we go
on.
through the 7 levels of
Mm,
healing, and
mm,
then we do whatever the intervention is and go over it again.
mm.
So is
Uh,
that something you would want to explore?
Well, I'm open, to all possibilities. It's just, if I look down the list, I guess it stood
Mm-hmm.
out for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a learning in that, in the repetition of it. It's sort of, I think it's an important state of being,
Mm-hmm.
this sense of illumination, suddenly something that you are not aware of,
Mm-hmm.
begins to come into, whether it's in through the body, through one of the chakras and the meaning of the chakras.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot in that, I sense.
Right. Right. For that,
But
we almost need to have also the the form that
yes,
you use. I'm not sure that
Since we
really
muscle tested,
people
right?
are. What
That's
was
how
that?
we did that. We did muscle testing to figure those out, correct? Like with the area to which we were having a
No,
problem.
it wasn't a muscle testing process.
Oh, I thought it was because
No.
we tested for the chakra that was in imbalance.
No, that was one of the checklists.
Oh, I
This is
apologize.
one where
Mhm.
I guess I could do it with someone, but usually everybody would have, well, I can show you in the book where it is, if that,
Mhm.
let me see, in the Getting Through to Your Soul book. Let's see. Okay, so this is it. This is the 7 levels. So you ask questions at each level. It's on page 152. So if you have your book, you could follow along. Does everybody have their book?
I can get it now. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, then we can do that. I might get out my checklist. Yeah, that was week 6. So this is the checklist that you have also on your resource page, which is really helpful when you're doing it with someone else, because it gives you some ideas of the questions that you would be addressing. So is there anyone who has, now we need a volunteer, someone who has. So Shao, you want to
I've got
volunteer?
an appropriate thing. If I've got my neck is it's like it's a bit stiff and it just hurts to really turn it around. So there's something happening here in my neck. I think that's
Stiff,
stiff.
you said it was stiff?
Yeah, it's stiff and it like it hurts. I can't turn it completely without it. It hurts if I really go to turn it like
Mm-hmm.
a stiffness and a and a bit of a pain if I go to actually turn it
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
Okay. And did something happen? Is it a result of some kind of accident or anything, or how did it
No,
start?
no, it's just been there for a while, and I've just become more aware. But no, there was no accident, so I know it's to do with something there with that rigidity. I've looked a little bit, but there's something there, and I thought, oh, what is it? Just recently, thinking to myself, now what is going on there? You know, what are those
Mhm.
thoughts? But there's no accident, so yeah.
Okay, so this is actually a good process for that, for something like that. Um,
Mm.
so how long have you had this?
Gosh, it'd be well over a month. Yeah, well
Mm-hmm.
over a month, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've got there's a bit of it. My other shoulder is it's sort of a bit lifted up, so I could have a little bit from that as well. But just this general feeling has been for about a month. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
are those two things related, do you think? Or
Well, I mean, there's a possibility. This shoulder on my front sort of goes forward a little bit, and that's like really relaxed, and it seems to hold more tension in it. So there's
mm-hmm.
a little bit of that happening on the physical. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this actual turning around has been
Mm-hmm. Okay.
it's been more not more noticeable.
Okay.
Mm.
So this is for just mapping the 7 levels. It's you would with something like this, you start at the physical level. So what would you say is the easiest way to measure like what's happening now, like the level of pain or the level of stiffness, or what do you think you'd want to measure?
Well, I'd say like when it goes to like turning my head, like like when the level that it hurts as I go to like turn it right around. I think that's what.
So how strong is the pain?
When I go to turn it right around, it would be like at a 6.
Okay. I guess we could measure. Would you want to measure how rigid it feels too?
Oh, how rigid!
Is that something
Yeah,
you feel you
yeah,
could
true.
measure?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, because I can feel like the tightness compared to the other side. That's like really relaxed. It's like chilled out, and this is like it's in hyperdrive. So yes, that could
So what would that be?
the tightness. I'd say like about a 7. Yeah,
7, did you say?
a 7, and even like when I push around it, there's a tenderness even there when I push. But I'd say I'd give it a 7 actually.
Okay.
Well, like the tension there and
Mm-hmm.
when I like prod it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Okay.
give it a 7.
Okay. Anything else physically?
No.
Okay. Okay. So then going on to what you feel emotionally,
Mhm.
one of the easiest ways for me to do it is if you connect with that pain and tightness in your neck, just as if it was a little being in there. What would it want to say to you about what's happening emotionally?
Mhm. Chill out and let go.
Mm-hmm.
That's the message.
So let go of what?
That's what I need to look into more. That's not so. The words I'm getting, but I've got to look into that more. That like what am I needing to let go of? What is it?
Well, one if you just take kind of the most I guess obvious thing, is there anyone around you who's a pain in the neck? Or anything around you that's a pain in the neck?
Okay. I love it, isn't it? That's straightforward. So straightforward, so obvious, and yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I must say that sometimes I'm feeling that my husband's a little bit of a pain in the neck. There's moments of that it's coming up.
That your husband what?
My husband can be a pain in the neck sometimes. I'm feeling that sometimes. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And in what way?
Mm. Well, it's like it's always like it's sort of like always got to be his way, and there's just the one way,
Hmm.
and so like
Yeah.
not being listened to. So that's so yes, that's been coming up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So when that happens, when you're not listened to, when you're not being heard, what do you feel emotionally?
No, really quite angry, frustrated.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And how intense is the anger on a scale of 1 to 10?
Um, I'd say an 8 actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else you notice emotionally, or is that pretty much it?
Well, there's sadness with that too.
Yeah.
Sadness
And
as
how
well.
strong is that?
There's a 9 on that actually.
Hmm.
So that's actually stronger.
And what is the sadness related to?
Well, it's that same thing about that not being heard. That it would be just so
Yeah.
good if we
Not being valued,
we
right?
get if we could get there with that.
Okay. Okay, so then we'll go on now to the mental level. So when you're feeling that anger and sadness, how do you feel about your possibilities in the world?
Very, very limited. Very limited.
Mm-hmm. Anything more than that?
That's a real loss of confidence.
Yeah.
Not feeling very confident.
Anything else?
I'm not getting anything else.
Okay. I just asked, I asked because I don't want to miss something.
Yeah, no,
I don't
no.
want to cut you off before you're done.
No. Thank you. That's a good thing to be teaching how to be doing that,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then from this perspective, and what we're doing is we're following a track of how she experiences life in relation to something specific. And this is where people can sometimes go off track, and they'll say, well, usually I'm here, but in relation to this particular thing, that's why you want to keep it like in the next level, going into your heart. When you focus, it's in this particular instance, when you focus on these beliefs, feeling very limited and losing confidence.
Yeah.
How do you feel about yourself? How does that make you feel in your heart?
Trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
not being able to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Not having that really loving relationship with the communication being just such
Mm-hmm.
such an important thing, you know. For the
Mm-hmm.
being.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else there? And I want to mention too,
That's it.
we're getting into a very tender place, you know, that we really have to honor that, because it is, you know, when we feel those things in our hearts, that's deep.
Mm. Yeah, yes, that's just that to be free. There's a real,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Right.
you're hungry in that, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that's getting in there, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So then moving on to the throat now, when you're feeling that way, when you're feeling trapped and not able to shine, how does that make you feel about being able to express yourself and be creative and really uh, do what you're here to do?
Very, very blocked, very
Mm-hmm.
blocked.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got an image of like of a block top and of a boot, like of a, that was like the first image of like of a block of wood, and then of a boot, but literally a great block in being able to do my work. And then it's
Mm-hmm.
coming out of my throat now. That's right.
You can feel that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And how do you notice anything in your neck, moving your neck around when you're feeling that?
No, I didn't feel it in, I mean, I just felt it here. I
Mm-hmm.
felt
Yeah.
it just near my
Okay.
thyroid. But no, I didn't
Okay.
actually feel the pain coming through there, but I just felt it there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and that's interesting. She mentioned an image because that would be the next thing that we're coming to. Um, so, do you want to tell me a little more about that block of wood? You know, what else you notice about that?
Yeah, well, it just like I just got just this big block of wood, like it was there in front of me, stopping me. And there was just this like this boot of just feeling crushed. So just that the two, like
Mm-hmm.
the sense of feeling
Mm-hmm.
crushed and blocked.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the
Anything else about that, about the image?
oh well, it was incredible sadness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just an actually, yeah, just interesting, just getting those images. Just incredible sadness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you're experiencing that, then how do you feel about knowing what's right for you? Like we're going to the top of the head now, your inner knowing, like being able to express the wisdom that's within you.
It's so hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
So hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else there? Does that feel complete then?
Yeah, just I get see myself on the mountain and wanting to fly, not feeling that I can fly, and just
Mm-hmm.
feeling such fog all around. So that was the last image that came of that. So that's complete.
Okay. So just so people can see, I just wrote down each level, and I would do that every time with a client, just write what's happening on each level, because I want to go back over it after we do the healing. So do you feel like you're ready to do some clearing, Sha?
Yeah. Yes, thanks, Joanne.
Okay, so we have choices. Well, there's the reality shift, the super reality shift, EFT, or the reframing and anchoring. All of those are choices. Does anything strike you as being right for you at this time?
Mm. I think the reality shift
Mm-hmm.
might to do.
Mm-hmm. Do you want the regular reality shift or the super reality shift?
I'll do the super because I can't quite remember the difference, but I'll go for the super. Yeah.
Why go for regular when you can go for super?
No, I feel like I need the super. Go
Well,
the super.
the super reality shift to me is it is one of the deepest and most effective techniques. So I think that it's a good choice.
Let's do that.
So you talked about the block of wood, and then you talked about being on the mountain, because what we want to have is an image of, of how it feels when you're in this place and you saw yourself on the mountaintop. Can you talk a little more about that?
Yes, well, I could see myself on a mountain and wanting to fly, but I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was just clouds, and it was just not clear. It wasn't like usually going to the mountaintop where you have that beautiful spaciousness and
Mm-hmm.
that I feel when I go there. So it was, yeah, it was really strange to have that. But that's what I got with
Mm-hmm.
that. How to
Yeah.
be, yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Anything else you notice? Any sounds? Any feelings?
Just getting the words, it's not safe.
Mm-hmm. What's not safe?
Yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm feeling like I wonderful that I can't. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
it's not safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not safe to be there just freely expressing myself. It's not safe.
Okay.
So
Okay. Anything else?
And there's a screeching sound. A screeching
What was
sound.
that?
There's a screeching sound
Oh, a
as well.
screeching sound. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
No, that's all. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So you ready for the shift?
Yes, please.
So I'll just do that if that's okay with you, and I'll do that and come back, and then we'll see where we are.
Yeah.
So I think everybody knows I just imagine myself actually on that mountaintop myself and opening to that field of pure potential, infinite possibilities. And then asking, okay, so after now, Sha, what do you notice now? Like looking back on the mountaintop.
There's clarity. There's clarity. That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. What do you notice in your throat and your neck?
Well, there's an ease in there. Yeah. Yeah, the level has gone down like I'd say it's like about a 3 now.
The
No,
pain?
Yeah. About a 3?
So it started at 6, and the tightness was a 7, you said?
Yeah, yeah. And that has reduced too.
What would you say now?
I'd give that I'd say about a 4. So
Okay.
that's gone down a bit. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So when you focus again on the emotions, when we started, you had anger and it was an 8. What do you notice there now?
That's a 4.
Okay, good. We're
A
making
4.
progress. And the sadness, it was a 9.
That's a 3 now.
Wow, that's good. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
right.
So, looking then at yourself on the mountaintop again, you mentioned it was clearer, I think you said. And what else do you notice? What about the screeching sound?
So there's no screeching. That's
Mm-hmm.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing birds now.
Great.
Bird song.
Mm-hmm. How does that feel?
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. A beautiful sound to listen to. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you see the birds or just hear the birds?
No, I don't see them. I just hear them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what else do you notice standing there? Before you said you wanted to fly, but you couldn't, and you didn't feel safe.
I do feel safe now.
Great.
And I've got Archangel Michael there with me.
What was that? I didn't.
I've got Archangel Michael here.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. And he's going to fly with me.
Oh, do you want to
So
fly
I'd
now?
like to just to take off and have a fly. That's how I feel, that I can just.
Do you want to do that with Michael now?
Yes, I'd love to do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Let us know what you experience.
That was really beautiful.
Wonderful.
Really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as you just flew and getting into the love and just knowing that the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is the love, and just to be just holding that, just holding that through the conversations. And
With your
helping
husband?
to breathe. Yes, yes,
Mhm.
with my husband. And going out into the world too. But it's that starting point with him, just holding that truth and love, and
Mm-hmm.
just being able to rise above what's when I'm not listening to, and just being staying in the love and having that
Mm-hmm.
peace with it.
Wow. Yeah, it's
And really,
beautiful.
it was very beautiful, very tearful, as in the tears of joy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very, very, very special.
Wonderful. So
Thank you.
now, well, I'm curious now, what is the pain like in your neck?
I don't know. I was going to do that next too. Okay. There's just a weeny bit there, just a
Mm-hmm.
tiny, and I'll do the tightness right here. Oh, that is just so relaxed, and
Wow.
and as I'm prodding it, there's no so that muscle has just completely relaxed.
Wow,
Really.
that's
There's
great.
nothing. That little bit, I suppose, that little bit left too. Like I said, it's my right shoulder like comes forward like he was really like you wouldn't believe. So there's probably a little bit of still a bit more work, but that was
Right, but this a lot. So how about the
that's good.
anchor?
That's
Well,
just
you were talking
amazing.
about love. So
Yeah.
how is the anchor? Is there any anchor left?
Oh gosh, no.
Mhm. And the sadness?
Completely. No anger. No, not at all. No.
Okay. So
No.
what we're doing now is we're just going to track through all of them. So then when that was happening, you mentioned you felt your possibilities were very limited and that you had a loss of confidence.
Ah,
What are you noticing now?
wow. Now I'm just feeling so confident. Yeah, so confident. And it's interesting because I've lost faith in Archangel Michael because
Hmm.
so many people around had been saying, oh, the archangels have been taken over. They've gone to the dark side. Anyway, I mean, honestly, the propaganda. I've written a song called Propaganda.
people
This one,
say a lot of things.
I know, and my faith has just really been totally restored in Archangel Michael, and so that was really
Wonderful.
good to
Hmm.
have his presence there with that as well. So yes, I feel very confident. Yeah, very
And how
confident.
about in your heart? You mentioned you felt trapped, not able to shine, and you wanted to be free.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, I'm feeling more confident in that, in just being, as long as I'm staying in the love and holding it. I've got this amazing picture of Archangel Michael holding his sword. That thing is just
Wow.
got me known to be with my truth and being in the love that it doesn't matter, whatever, to be there
Hmm.
and to be
Right.
staying and the grounding, yeah. But yeah, so I'm feeling very confident to
Good.
be
Hmm.
and being able to shine, just keeping in that love, in that truth,
Wonderful.
and
That's
staying
great.
grounded.
And your throat, you mentioned, was very blocked. So how is that now?
Oh, that's ready. That's ready to sing.
Great. And we saw the image, and then the last one is about your own and knowing. You said it's kind of hard to do, just to have that your own knowing of your truth.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling more confident with that. Yes.
Hmm.
Just sitting there, just spending that time, just tuning in, being grounded, and coming with the love,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that
then
was quite a
with
change.
quite massive, absolutely.
Right.
Well, I'm very excited. Yeah.
Oh,
So
well, thank you. And thank you for being so open because that's what you have to just dig in there and get, and get what needs to be understood. And that's what it is. That's what this process does, is it's for, I think it's great for something physical, because you really need to understand what it is that caused that to come into the body. And this really addresses it on all levels, obviously.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful. So it's great. It's a great process, and yes, thank you, thanks, Jane, and thanks
You're welcome.
everybody for being
Yeah,
here
you
with
did
me
have,
through
you had the
through the
support of
journey.
all the people. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
yes,
sure
yes.
everybody was really moved by that.
Yeah.
I did want to mention one thing. When I did the part where I do the shift, what I do is I do the shift and then I look at the image again. And when I looked at the image again, I saw you flying with an angel. And that was before, before you told me that.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yes.
And that's a really lovely thing too. I know I did that with Pauline last week. Was it last week or the week before? But I've forgotten what it was called. But I know it's a beautiful thing, isn't it, to be able to be connecting in that way? But that's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what I'll do is I look at the image and see if while I'm doing a shift, then I look at what that looks like in terms of what's happening in the image.
Yeah.
And I don't usually share that with the client until after everything is done,
Yes.
because I don't want to interfere with what they're getting. But I thought that was really fascinating, because I saw it and I thought, oh, well, that's exciting. And of course, it really, it is, the essence of all of this is that we get into a place where we feel we're separate and alone. And the truth is that we're connected and we have all of these beings of light who are supporting us.
Yes.
And so when I saw that, I took that as a very positive thing. I was curious at the time, how that would play out in terms of what you were seeing, if what I was seeing was any reflection.
Yeah.
And that is, it's really beautiful, the way that you described it and everything too. Something I want to mention just for everybody, which you may realize also, that Sha is a very deep feeler, like I think feeling in her body, and that is really beautiful, to going through a process like this with you, because there's so much really going on that you can describe. So thank you for volunteering. Okay, so I'm open for comments. Anything anyone would want to say about this? Questions, anything?
I have a question, and I maybe have asked this before, but I can't get my head around it. When you are starting the shift for someone, are you just opening up a space for infinite possibilities and holding that space? Or are you actually getting a mental image? Or both and?
I start with the image. I start with the image, in Sha's case, the image that she was seeing.
Okay.
And then I didn't really do anything with it. Then I just opened to the infinite. And I actually have a new question that I've been toying with. So the question I usually ask is, what else might be possible?
Yes.
So I just open and I ask, what else might be possible? And again, no agenda, no expectations. The other question I thought of, and I think Philip might ask this one, it's more like, what wants to happen now? In other words, what does her soul want to happen now? What is in her highest interest, or her highest good now? So I was just playing with that. So I asked that question kind of at the same time. But the thing with the questions is it's just like, okay, so if we're in this field now, we're taking this situation that she had, we're bringing it into this field where it could become anything. What does it want to become? You know, what does it want now? What is here now, or what else might be possible? I mean, all those questions both are relevant. So then you're just opening to what might come from that. And it's very well, it's just very open.
Yeah.
Like there's no real need for any thinking or deliberating. In fact, I think that would be, you don't want that. What you want is just open the door and see where she is. And another part of it also that was interesting is that she went in, she completed the healing herself, So she was kind of halfway there, and then she and Michael started flying around. And I thought that was very profound. I think, Sha, the way that you described that, opening to love in that way.
So you did that quickly. What I was thinking, I was still trying to just sit here and and hold a space with you. But you just ask the question and then come back to the client.
Right.
You see.
Right. Because there's nothing left for me to do after I ask the question. I
Okay.
don't want to be thinking about, other than looking. I can look at the image, which is what I did also. Just look at the image and see what I see. In fact, I did do that, which is what I said. And I saw her on the mountaintop, and she and an angel, I didn't know what angel it was, just took off. And so I was thinking, well, we'll see, where she is. And that's exactly where she went.
Okay.
But I don't want to be, other than looking at the image, I don't want to be, I'm not trying to get it to be anything. I'm just letting it be what it is.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, yeah. And that's the important thing, I think, and it is, how can you explain it other than that it is, that there is a place, and to me it is, I call it the divine also. It's the divine, it is the unformed, this huge unformed infinite space that we're in the higher dimensions. Like that's beyond anything that is happening within this universe. It's just completely open.
Right.
And that's how I see it. I see it as what I would call the divine.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
And I think with that also, I mentioned that for me, this is the thing that I'm most fascinated with now, is how can we just live in that? If that is a possibility for us, why can't we just live in that place? And of course, I guess it is, just communing with God, or however you want to describe it, that is a potential for us to do.
Yeah.
to live in that place where everything's open, that's where miracles come in. Oh, go ahead, Sha.
I'm saying that we classified as living in the fifth dimension.
Fifth dimension, yeah.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Right. What we consider to be a magic or miracles here is life, just like, which is hard to imagine, but when you start to see what can happen, when you approach life from that perspective, it's kind of fascinating.
I think our DNA has to change a little bit with light and flow.
Right.
A little less dense,
Right.
We can fly with mine.
We'll be up there with Sha pretty soon.
There we will. Yes, I'm coming.
Up having to fly.
Right.
Mhm.
Anyhow, that was a very long process in terms of there being time to practice. I don't know if you want to, if someone wants to practice, or with one of you practicing with another, or what you want to do at this point. Any thoughts? We have 25 minutes if someone wants to practice going through the stages with someone else, or just doing the super reality shift. I think I did mention, even when we did this process, that there is a shortcut, which is actually to do the reality shift, because the image holds everything within it. The image has all the emotions and beliefs, and it's all in there. It's kind of built into it. Nonetheless, I'm not sure with something like this that it would have been as effective. It's hard to say. And I think there's a value. Did you find, Shah, that there was a value in just going through those levels and understanding what was happening?
Yeah, 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 I did. Yeah,
Hmm.
I do think that.
So that's part of it too, is that you're helping the client to understand in a very specific way what it is that has been going on, because a lot of that is unconscious for people.
Yes, yeah, I think that's helpful.
So any thoughts from here, what you want to do? Shah needs to rest. Integrate.
Yeah,
I think that was really a good experience for everyone, because that is that process. We teach it once, but there's a lot to it.
I actually went through it. Like Shah, I have terrible neck and kind of shoulder issues, and I've been with it for a long time. But um, I I had my own illumination through the process, actually. So it was pretty powerful for me too. Just being able to focus in and listening. As you were going through the process and asking those questions, it was weird. I was kind of doing it myself as well, and was still able to completely experience the process and have a shift from my own. So
Wonderful.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah.
So did you get a complete clearing of whatever it was?
I think so. I do feel much better.
Wonderful.
So yeah,
Great.
and I also, part of my message was there's a specific block, and until I fix the situation, I'm going to continue to have the problem. And I had a massage therapist tell me once that it was like a shield of armor on my back here. Like energetically, she's like, this is a protection. I
Right.
can't get through it. And so part of that was I actually envisioned having this, like, the heaviest, I can't even imagine to tell you how heavy, like the heaviest metal, like, cape that you can imagine. And it just weighing me down. And it was hard and heavy and painful, and as I pressed this through it, I realized kind of where that's at. And it is, in a way, protecting me. And until I either fix the situation that's making me not feel safe, it's going to continue to be there. And part of it is, sometimes it's knowing you're safe and your body recognizing that you're safe are very different. And so for me,
right.
Sometimes being in a situation where there's a lot of agitation or high emotions or things like that can make me feel unsafe, because that sometimes indicates an instability with the emotions, which can come danger, from my past. So I've just tried to rationalize it all away. And I think this process helped to illuminate to me that I'm really going to have to do some real work here with that before I can remove it. It is possible, but yeah, there's a block, and until I do it, it will be there. So yeah, but I feel better knowing that, and I actually does feel lighter.
Mm.
I actually had an angel experience with mine in which I asked, could I have help carrying it, while I have it,
Right.
and it
Then
did
you
lighten,
can. Right. Yeah.
and it did lighten, and I, feel way better than I
Mm.
did.
Oh,
Like
great.
so much
Right.
better. And actually, there's like a tingling in those areas and a warmness where
Good.
it wasn't that before. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and it was
So
interesting
things are
that,
moving.
like,
Mm.
we both did this at the same time, and we both were
Right.
able to experience the end result, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
as for me, I kind of want to work with small groups sometimes. It's kind of one of my things I want to do.
Hmm.
And just seeing that multiple people, if you could work through that, you know what I mean, and seeing that how it doesn't have to be just always a one-on-one. But
Hmm.
I just thought it was really cool that we could both experience that at the same time.
Mm. Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Another thing that's interesting where we started,
Yeah.
child mending bridges.
Mm.
The
Oh, wow.
card.
Oh, beautiful. How gorgeous. Wow. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it feels to me like we might be complete.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all went through the experience of it together.
Yeah, that group benefits.
Right. Yeah. Well, and just being able I think that was such a clear example where you could just start at the physical and go right through. A lot of times it's jumping all around. And if it's not something physical, you have to backtrack. And this one was just very straightforward. So
That was right.
it was a great example for
Yeah.
a demonstration.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm feeling is, the explanation of this, the questions that are asked, the whole interaction between the client and the, practitioner.
Yeah.
More and more recently, I feel it's an energy, everything is energy, as Einstein said. Every single thing. And that energy can be expressed through the words we use, our body and everything. And it's all creating an effect. And this type of process, or anything that's towards the good, the light, positive, it's keeping that energy at that high level. And transformation, life is an ongoing transformation. So we're not
It is,
perfect until we never make it until maybe, and then we're over. But it's becoming very, very clear to me how we how we see things that we read or what we want to do. The mind that we have when we see these things will make the big difference in whether what we do give ourselves is what we really truly want at the heart level. That's what I'm feeling. So consciousness is so important, being aware,
Right.
being aware of what we see, feel, do, everything, because it has the energetic component to it, which can either be high or it can be low. And that's, where humanity, I guess, is in its present level and really struggling in some parts. Yeah, that's what I don't know, it just struck me. So this illumination, it was
Yeah,
also
it was illuminating, I think.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
And just also, I think with the whole process, to be in a place of allowing with it, just to allow it to take the time it needs. I mean, this is not a process to do when you're in a hurry because you need to just allow the client to have the space to explore, all of these different things.
Yeah.
and then just all of it being open. And I think appreciating, I with Shah, just she was so open and honest and willing that it really makes it just makes it so much easier. And I think I've said this before, I think with different people in the class, that it really shows that she has a lot of spiritual strength. You know, now I'm getting chills. It's just so deep, you know, deeply touching that, you know, she brings a lot to it. A person who's at a lower level of consciousness wouldn't be able to do that. She did it. I didn't do anything. So that I think too, it gives me chills. Because it's beautiful. I mean, we just don't have opportunities really to experience something that is so just so beautiful that often. So it was very special, and thank you, Pauline, for suggesting that. I think it was a good thing for everybody.
Yes,
and Ina
yes.
got some results too. I think actually any of us just going through that, probably we gained something for ourselves. We may not know what it is, but I think it's just very, it's consciousness raising, illuminating. So we start with Pauline.
Yes.
It's very illuminating for everybody involved. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so that feels complete then to me. Anything before we close? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a
Thank you
wonderful
all.
weekend, and
Thank you
we'll be
all.
back for one more final class next week. It's hard to believe, but that's where we are. So have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.